It's day 4 of Helly Hansen Merlin Rocket Week at Salcombe Yacht Club, and we have had our first general recall. With the racing being held under black flag, it means any of the boats that were caught over the line during that start can't start any subsequent restarts of that race. There was a very significant boat that was caught on this, and that was Tom Gillard and Rachel Gray, the previous leaders of the event with 3 first places up until today, and so they have tumbled down the leaderboard, and Chris Gould and Sophie Mackley are now in the lead. We take a look with Malcolm Mackley takes a look at the starts, both of the general recall and the restart of race 1, and then David Greening, who is one of the race officers during this week, talks us through what happened during that start and why it was so difficult with the tidal and wind conditions. We then look at the PM start, and then we have an interview with Rob Henderson and Alice Markham.
Good morning everybody, this is day 4 of the Helly Hansen Merlin Rocket week, and we've got a very interesting situation. I'm aligned very nearly on the start line. There is wind about and there is sun about, however it's pretty difficult to know exactly where the wind is coming from. So this is going to be an incredibly tight start. And I'm already seeing boats looking as though they're horribly over the line, and I fear this is going to be a general recall. I can't see any other solution to this. Yes. It looks as though it's a general recall, and so we will have to wait for a further half an hour before the next start. Hello again, this is day 4 of the second try for day 4 of the Helly Hansen Merlin Rocket Week race. We've had one general recall already, and I'm trying to work out whether or not boats have been lobbed, but I'm just not sure about that at the moment. However, the hope is that this will be a clean start, and everybody will take notice of what happened in just half an hour ago. There is wind, but it's coming from all sorts of directions, and the tide is running from right to left in your picture, and they're away, and definitely this was a clean start, so that's good news, and must be a great relief to the race officers. The wind has actually gone round to quite a lot, and so it is something of a beat at the start. The boats close to the Salcombe side here are doing well, and now the wind is caught in the centre of the estuary, and so those boats are doing well. But unfortunately, those that have started over at the on the Portsmouth side seem to be not doing so well. Anyway, the race is on, and it's now looking as though everybody's reaching in a fairly orderly manner. There's a lot of course the fleet has split or has opened up in a pretty unusual way, but this is Salcombe, and so this is the sort of thing that can happen and does indeed happen. But whatever has happened, it's a beautiful sight, and so the boats are away, and it will of course be fascinating to know who's come out in front. I'm very fortunate to have one of the three principal race officers, Dave Greening, who's going to talk us through maybe today's events, because that involved the first general recall of the open meeting. David, over to you.
Okay, so today is a really challenging day in the harbour. We've got a wind direction that's really difficult to set a decent beat in. So we're sending, or have sent, the fleet up to number 4, Yalton, so that they get a beat out, and then are going up into the bag, past the bag, and going to do a couple of beats and runs between marks 5 and 7 before coming back here to do a couple of mini laps, because we're on a 90-minute target time, and it's quite hard to judge how fast they're going to get round the course with quite a variable wind. The start was particularly challenging for them because basically the wind is pretty beam on to the start, but the north is the predominant sort of beating direction. So we've sent them there, but we had the tide underneath us, and a large bunch of boats decided to pull the trigger early at about 15 seconds to go. So we've had to invoke black flag rule, put out a black flag board, and it's a pretty hectic process getting everyone informed and making sure that we've identified the right boats. Interestingly, we're using a bit of experimenting with video, and the vast majority of the boats that we identified were identified by Mark 1 eyeball, but verified by video. And so it's a new system. We're seeing how it goes, and we're trying to make sure we don't get the wrong guys. After all, it's a holiday week. It's not the Olympics.
Okay, well, thanks very much, David, and congratulations. As far as I can see, the week is going really well. There was a little bit of a hiccup today, but the wind is what it is in Salcombe. So well done, and thank you very much.
Cheers, Malcolm.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is day 4 in the afternoon of the Helly Hansen Merlin Rocket week, and the boats are lining up to for this afternoon start. The tide is falling, so that means that they will be beating against the tide in order to start. And already I think I'm seeing that there's a group of boats on the Portalmouth side, and there is another group of boats on the Salcombe side. So you have to make the choice, or you don't have to make the choice, because you can start in the middle if you want, but that's where the tide will be strongest. I can hear quite a lot of shouting on the Salcombe side, but the boats are away. And I think the good news is that I'm not hearing a general recall, and it looks to me as though the Portalmouth shore people have got away a lot better than the Salcombe side people, who have just got caught really in a terrible hole here. So the Salcombe side looks like bad news, although the wind is everywhere at the moment, so anything could happen. Remember, we are at Salcombe, where everything and anything does happen. But the boats on the Portalmouth side are moving. I can hear quite a lot of shouting going on. The boats in the middle are moving. And finally, the boats here on the Salcombe side are moving, but there could be an issue here. We're seeing pretty close-up action going on here. So I'm reluctant to stop videoing, but I think I will.
So we're here on Mill Bay at the end of race 8 of the Helly Hansen Merlin Rocket Week 2025, and we're here with the future Mr. and Mrs. Henderson, and they're sailing 3714. Tell us about your race today.
It was a good one. It started with a fetch out to Snapes, where the whole race kind of got defined, really, and we managed to wiggle away from there quite well. Really long beat all the way up to 7 in about a force 3 to 4. Some of the gusts may have been a 5. Crew was hiking very hard, and yeah, it all seemed to go our way today, which was quite nice. Really enjoyed it. Classic, sort of not quite a classic because wind was blowing from the opposite direction to a classic, but beautiful conditions on Salcombe Estuary. Loved it.
Yeah. Any comments, Alice?
Yeah.
Yeah, big day for Cruise, I think. I don't want to back myself too hard, but I think the Cruise had a very uppy, downy, inny, outy kind of day. And
Yeah, the helm's just at the back. It's
yeah,
easy.
definitely. And yeah, like a lot of focus on like sail trim, boat trim. Turns out working hard works.
Where'd you finish?
We finished second, so happy with that. And yeah, we're still getting married, so.
Great success.
Racing. Cool. Well sailed, and we'll see you on the water tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today. The full report with pictures and also the results table are on sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com. So please take a look at the link which is in the description of this video. And if you like this, do subscribe to our channel using the button down here.